Next up for Stephon Castle will be Cat and the Knicks. Guys, take a look at the T-shirt he wore into his first game as a Knick.
Woo! Way to call it, Cat.
And now he's playing in the 2026 reboot of the 1999 final. That's pretty. That's actually.
It's going to be him and
Wimby
Wimby on that.
Big
Wimby. You're going to see that on that shirt.
Yeah, where you going to be?
I'm locked in. I'm locked in. I'm a
Every
fan.
game
I'm a
at
fan
MSG?
now.
Every game?
I ain't got to sit up here and do the studio, which I love. But I'm going to be a fan of the basketball game. This is Spurs.
Where are you going to be? In the building?
I'm in the building.
Yeah.
Hello.
It's me. Okay, let's chat about it, though. We've seen the Spurs now. We've been watching them closely. The matchup, what do you make of it, the Knicks and the Spurs in the finals?
All right, all jokes aside,
Okay.
when you talk about what the Knicks like to do, they want to get downhill. They want to be physical. They want to play in the paint. Jalen Brunson want to get in the paint. He want to score. He's a closer. Cat would play outside. Last couple series, Cat been playing at the top of the key, so he's been a facilitator. Now, Cat got to come with a whole nother game plan. Jalen Brunson got to come with a whole nother game plan because everybody else, you could get to the rack. Now you got a 7'4" guy down there who's holding the fort down. And as we saw in this Game 7, guys were scared to go in that paint against Wimby. So can the Knicks control that part of the game? Can they still get downhill? Can they still get in the paint? Can they utilize their physicality, their wings? Can they overpower the young guards that San Antonio Spurs have? And we're going to see. I think Game 1 would be a dogfight in San Antonio. Knicks got fresh legs. San Antonio is battle-tested. So we're going to see what happens that Game 1. But can the Knicks dominate in that paint, getting downhill and living in that paint?
Right.
And it's the young athleticism, I think, of the Spurs. You have these young guys like we're seeing here, Dylan, who's grown up in front of us, in front of our eyes. And the one thing that they have are a lot of perimeter defenders that they can now throw at JB just to give him a different look. And I've always said in the series, you can't give a great player the same look. So there's, I think, an advantage that they have there because Jalen Brunson's going to put some of these guards in foul trouble, just the way he plays. Their offense, the way they play, going to put guys in foul trouble in situations. The beautiful thing about both of these teams is they can play big lineups. They can play small lineups. So it'll be interesting to see the chess match of, do you start with a big lineup? Do you start with a small lineup? Who guards who? Yeah. And, how do you seek out the mismatches to win this, the 4 games.
So for me, there's 2 matchups that I'm watching. All right, I'm watching the Jalen Brunson matchup in terms of who guards him, Stephon Castle, these big guards, Vassell, probably even De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper. I'm watching that matchup because you see what they did to the 2-time MVP. He was struggling mightily on the offensive end in this series. So for me, it's how will Jalen make those adjustments? How will Mike Brown make those adjustments to get Jalen easy looks on the offensive end? And then I'm looking at Cat and Wimby. Yeah. That is a different type of matchup because, this is Cat, you're guarding a guy now that stretches the floor, right? He can put the ball on the floor, or he loves to, get the ball on the perimeter and put it on the floor. And with Cat, we all know he didn't do it in the last few series, but he's prone to make silly fouls, right? And I think he has to be disciplined playing up against Wimby. And then Wimby protecting that paint, like you said, can they get in there, draw that attention, and then kick out in those guys and knocking out shots? They did a phenomenal job of hitting shots in their last series. Let's see if they could do it in these NBA Finals.
And I like seeing Wimby below the free throw line.
Love it.
Cat below the free throw line, what we call for all year, but seeing Wimby below the free throw line is a problem. And I think they figured that out because they started to feature him a little more in post-ups and in different ways, cross screens to get him into the post, up screens, get him, just get him in movement. I think you do something like that because of someone like you said. Cat tends to get silly fouls sometimes, and we don't know what's the situation with Mitchell Robinson as well. So, if you get Cat in foul trouble, it's a different dynamic, for them.
So I would add on to that, and I would just say the way that the Knicks been playing since that game 4 or 5 of the Atlanta series, the way that they switch their offense up, the way that they are playing out the corners, the way that they have Jalen Brunson back screening, they have him pinned down and they have him curling, coming out the corners. That's a different offense than San Antonio have seen. I don't think a lot of teams have seen the Knicks play in that type of system and that type of offense. And as a result, they swept 2 teams. They in the NBA Finals. So that system, that offense has been very, very effective. So I want to see the adjustments that the Knicks make and San Antonio make.
No, I'm just saying with that, they haven't played teams when the switchables that are, when you're talking about switching that pin down, the corner action, now you're switching, but you have 2 defenders that are really good.
Bigger
and stronger guards.
4 guys. I mean, you can go all the way down to Vassell.
I mean, I'm just talking about just that action that Mel is talking about. It's switchable, so it's not like they're switching and then you're getting on a weaker defender. No, you actually got 2 elite defenders there. So we'll see. The changes, that they make throughout this series is going to be a phenomenal series.
Yeah, listen, the Knicks have been rolling, but they're resting right now. Their scoring margin throughout these playoffs plus 271. That is the largest scoring margin that we've seen on a run to the NBA Finals, and that's where they will meet the Spurs.